Yay. Got the fucking thing on. All right, let's talk. What are we talking? Oh, we're talking about my stupid ass fucking chinchilla. So this little bitch, she's getting fat as fuck. So just she's a little asshole too, because like they take a while to get used to you, and you can't you have to let them acclimate towards you, or else they get defensive. Like she does what I guess you could consider a bark, where it's like this little clicking noise where she's like click click click, and that means get the fuck away from me, and she stands up and she'll piss on you. But she doesn't do that to me. She'll do that to she she does that to strangers. She don't do it to me. Um, but she won't let me grab her. So I don't know what the fuck. It's been we're closing in on December's a year. She's been with us, and she's still a little bitch about that. So, anyways, as you can hear, this fucking distraction in the background. So she's getting too fucking fat, and the only time she wants to come around you is when like you're giving her a blueberry, so so you give her a blueberry, great. She loves you. She takes that shit and runs away. But now every time you go to pet her or something, she thinks you got a fucking treat for her because she's a little fat fuck. So I was like, that ass is getting too fat. I almost named her Lizzo. I on second thought, I wish I did name her Lizzo because she's got a fat ass. But we figured we need to get her on. Like I can't let her run around. She destroys anything wood. So that's a no no. Um, and she finds any little fucking crevice to run into. I thought I was clear. I let her ass run around. She found the smallest little crevice underneath the cabinets, and she hid under there for like a day and a half, almost 2 days. Because I was like, fuck it, I can't get her out. So I left her cage open. The little bitch, when I went to sleep, she ran to her cage, ate, did everything she needed to do, and went back into the fucking little crevice. So the only way I got her out was with her dust bath, because she loves a motherfucking dust bath. Chinchillas, you can't get them wet because it fucks up. It gets like mold in their hair and shit. So they take dust baths. They just fucking roll around and like they love it. It's like fucking, it's like crack to them. But so I used to have a hamster ball, right? Big, huge hamster ball that I used to let her run around in with the vents and all of that shit so she can breathe. She loved it. She'll run around. But my other stupid asshole dog would run around behind her and eat her fucking shit. So she'll leave little hot steaming turds and they'll fall out of the holes in the fucking ball and he'll just scoop them up like they're fucking treats. And next thing you know, he's puking all over the place. So I'm like, fuck, I can't do a ball anymore. Because the ball was great, she's just run around bouncing to shit. She'll fucking be flying. It's funny to watch her, like when she gets momentum. She'll be cooking in that little motherfucker. But so I can't do that. So I'm like, fuck. Because if I get a ball, then that means I got to put the other motherfucker in a room or just get him out of the way. It's just too much hassle. So I ended up getting her a wheel, put it in the cage. So if you hear this noise in the background, that's my goddamn chinchilla Chi Chi, because she's nocturnal. She's gonna be running her little fat ass on her new wheel. So deal with it. Sorry, not sorry. Um, so sorry for the preamble, but let's jump into some topics. Um, I'm sure you could hear it too, like in the background while I was talking or when I wasn't talking. But let's talk. Let's go to one of our favorite subjects, which is our homeboy, fucking orange balls himself, and he was doing a little. He was doing a little COVID update, trying to downplay all the negative ads and stuff that the Dems are hitting him with, and about his response. And he put the spin on it, and he went back to his old tricks with the red states versus blue states. And of course, if you do that, you're knocking out like a good chunk of the COVID cases. So basically, what he was trying to do was say, well, if you take out the blue states, then we actually did quite well, because, as you know, a lot of the red states are uh, Northwest or Central, North Central, Midwest. You know, like where the blue states are, where it's very rural and you're not getting a lot of COVID cases. Um, so yeah, obviously, if you take out New Jersey, New York, California, uh, Massachusetts, Oregon, like all the, yeah, obviously it's going to look better for you, or better for the numbers. But it brings us back to the same fucking thing, where this mentality is that Republicans don't live in these states. And it's just this backwards mentality that it shows you that he does not give a fuck about you if you can't help him win. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, for example, like where Virginia used to be a battleground state, um, there's no, there's no campaigning here.
Of course.
Because there's nothing to win, like Virginia's now kind of a blue state, and they it's not a purple state anymore, so they've given up on it.
So let's send all of our advertisements and resources to Minnesota and Michigan and Florida and Texas and Arizona, and it still doesn't excuse it. Yeah, you hear it. It still doesn't excuse it. They're still Americans, you fucking asshole. Like, what the fuck? You can't just look out for people just because they're Democrat or Republican. You can't do that. This is United States of America. This isn't the United Republicans of America. What the fuck? What? God damn it. Where is this lost?
He cracks me up in general because, for example, like Jim Cramer, so Jim Cramer like calls Nancy Pelosi Crazy Nancy on his show, then ends up like apologizing to her, and then Trump rips him like on Twitter and is like, oh, don't back off it now, Jim Cramer. Don't pander. She is what she is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you're not with me, you're against me. What president ever has treated American citizens that way? Like, it's fucking banana land. And they just keep making the same excuses for this fucking asshole. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, I shouldn't be. I'm not surprised by this. I shouldn't be surprised by this. But when he keeps making these stupid public statements and makes it about red states versus blue states, blah, 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 all this dumb shit, it's like, what? I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like we're living in different worlds. It's like I'm middle-aged. I have seen a good amount of presidents come through, and yet here still I keep seeing something like that I've never seen before by any other fucking administration. And it leads me to this thought of how he campaigned on draining the swamp and this and that. It's like, okay, people are tired of politics the way that they've always been, right? So drain the swamp. Great. Get rid of all the assholes and I meant to put this on our topics list, and I forgot because I wanted to research the numbers. Maybe I'll do it next week, whatever. I don't know. But the turnover for the White House has been like the most in history, with as many people who have quit or he has fired is ridiculous. So if you're a Trump lover, you say, good, he's draining the swamp, just like he said he was going to do. Okay, great. Well,
Except for they're his people.
no, it's even bigger than that. If I'm gonna get rid of somebody, you bet your ass I should have somebody qualified to take their place. And this is where the danger comes in. Because this asshole has gotten rid of so many people that deal with foreign things, that deal with like what's going on in fucking Russia, what's going on in Iran, what's going on in China. These guys control these things. These guys are looking out for what our best interests are as Americans. And he's just firing them or making them quit willy-nilly and putting unqualified people in their place. So, yeah, it's great to say, well, I'm going to get rid of this asshole because he's just part of the swamp. But if you're putting in somebody who's not qualified, like your son-in-law, to do a job, how does that benefit us? You're making it worse. You're turning the swamp into a fucking, into a cesspool. You're turning the swamp into a porta potty. Like, what am I missing? What am I missing?
Yeah, and it's funny too because I just read an article last night that said that he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't give a fuck about that. I mean,
but this man was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, but if you want to go by stats, like wars under your regime, and who knows if that was bought and paid for, or who knows if somebody owed him a favor. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck about reality. And reality is this cocksucker is putting us at risk because he's putting people in positions that they're not qualified to do. And that's the reality. So if you're a fucking Trump lover asshole, I shouldn't call you an asshole. I'm sorry. I take that back. You can love Trump. It's your right to love Trump, and we are not going to advocate one way or the other how you vote. But if you're advocating for him, how do you ignore this? How do you ignore the fact that these people, like, you see that he pushed Fauci to the side because Fauci kept going against what he said, and he brought in some other asshole who doesn't have a history in, like, you know, that field. He's a doctor, but so what? He's a doctor for something else. It makes no sense. I'm not going to have a doctor I'm not going to have a fucking optometrist or eye surgeon check my asshole. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Just because you might know some you know, similar terms or some similar practices doesn't mean you know anything about my asshole. You're a fucking eye doctor. Last time I checked, my ass doesn't have eyes. So this is basically what he's doing in its simplest form. And everybody's just okay with it. Everybody's just, just the president doing his fucking thing again. He didn't like him. He didn't like what he was. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, it is almost like it's communism. It's communism. It's, if you don't buy the propaganda, if you don't buy what he's selling, then he changes, like, the players. Like, it's a state message, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to give you the message that he wants to parlay, and if the person that's in that position to parlay that message doesn't support him, he just changed the player.
True. I mean, yeah. This little cunt, she just won't stop. She's just fucking running like a motherfucker. She's getting her late night jog. She just won't fucking stop. Anyways, but that leads to the what the White House's interference with the Center for Disease Control. If you're gonna sit here and with any intelligence and act like you have a fucking brain and don't understand that the White House is meddling with the Center for Disease Control, you are a fucking sheep or you're just a dummy. You are just going to go along with whatever the White House tells you, or you're just a fucking dummy. Which is crazy because a lot of you assholes believe in this QAnon shit and all these other conspiracy theories and stuff. But whatever. So the CDC has been saying all along, you need to get tested for COVID. All of a sudden they say, oh, well, if you don't have symptoms, you don't have to get tested. What? What? Did we not talk about people who can carry it and not show symptoms? Like, hasn't that been a huge part of it? So now we're not going to test those people because you want to keep the numbers down. We don't want to. We don't want to test asymptomatic people because they might keep the numbers still up.
Well, and that's the thing. So 80% of the population that gets tested for COVID that comes back positive, 80% of them are asymptomatic. And I read this stat 5 minutes prior to coming on air. So 80%.
This asshole in London gets on a plane to Vietnam, has a sore throat and a cough, and infects 13 other people and one crew member on that flight to Vietnam with COVID. And she had symptoms. So now we're not gonna test people. And when push came to shove, it came out that the leading scientists for the CDC do not agree with that advisory. They don't. This is the White House meddling. And then the CDC all of a sudden, in case you missed it, came out with some new advisory talking about how it's airborne or it's aerosol, whatever the specifics are. And then all of a sudden, it gets retracted. And they're saying it was a draft that got printed that wasn't supposed to get printed. Like, if you don't see that the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, is getting fucked with by our government, then you, sir or madam, are a fucking moron. And I'm on the fence if I think you should catch COVID, because I don't think you should catch COVID for just being stupid. I guess it depends on the stupidity of the act, but whatever. It's just another chapter of the bananas, the craziness of this whole fucking thing. So unless you got something else on that, we're moving on.
No, so just to go back to that stat. So yeah, they say 80% is asymptomatic. About 15% is symptomatic, which will require some like hospital stay, and about 5% of that, like the population, has like severe reaction and needs like ventilator. About 20%.
Oh, go ahead. Finish.
So that's about 20% of positive cases like need some hospitalization.
it goes back to what we said last week. Like the way the shit spreads, like they need AIDS fucking charts to, just for the dummies that don't understand how this works. You literally need AIDS charts to show you fucked this person fucked all these dudes, and all these dudes fucked all these other chicks who fucked all these dudes, and it all leads back to you. So if you have COVID and you give it to this person and they expose all these other people, then it spreads and it creates this big web of COVID to everybody. And I don't understand why they don't just make that. It's so simple. Because I guarantee you a lot of these dummies that are against this stuff don't get it. And if you simplified it for them in that way, because as a kid, that shit hit me like a fucking like a frying pan to the face. Like, holy shit. You if I fuck this one chick, it means I fuck like 150 other people. Are you kidding me? Like, so it got me using condoms, okay? So maybe if they were able to illustrate this, people would say, "Oh shit, I need to wear a fucking mask."
Well, and I mean that's a pretty scary thing. Like when you think about it, that if you contract the virus, there's a 1 in 5 chance that it's going to be a bad situation for you.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. I mean, but we can't even get them to agree that kids can get it and kids can spread it. He's still acting like kids are immune. It's it's unbelievable. Anyways, so sad news, probably more impactful for the United States than Black Panther dying, is Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. And from everything, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've done an in-depth, you know, just like deep delve into what she's done for this country and for women and all of that stuff. But from all the tributes and all the stories that I've heard, she's a pretty remarkable person. The body wasn't even cold before McConnell started saying, we're going to vote on a new one. The body wasn't even cold. It's fucking unbelievable. These fucking asshole hypocrites are licking their chops to put another one of their guys in the Supreme Court. What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about the Notorious RBG?
Well, and it's super hypocritical because of the fact that on the last election, like 8 months before the last election, there was an opportunity for the Dems to appoint a new Supreme Court justice, and the Republicans are like, "Whoa, whoa, no! Like, let that be, the job of the new sitting president after the election." So the Dems said, "Okay, that's fair. We'll let it slide."
Well, they didn't say that, but they didn't
I
really
mean,
have a
pretty much.
choice.
Yeah, they just said, "Okay, we'll let it be the job of the next president." Now here we are in the same situation with less time, like what,
Way
less than
less
2
time.
months before election, and Trump's like, "Yep, I'm working on a Supreme Court nominee right away," and the Dems, of course, are flipping out. They're going, "Hey, the last time you guys said this was the deal, this was the rule, and now you're reneging on that." And the worst part is, it's going to create a even bigger problem if the Republicans get a new Supreme Court justice like appointed before the election. If the Dems take control of the Senate, they're going to put more Supreme Court justices in. They're going to load up. They're going to load it up.
Well, they're going to try. I mean, I don't know if they're going to succeed, but I think that's the wrong approach. Um, I think you're giving the Democrats a little bit of a pass because for all the hypocritical bullshit that Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and all of them are spewing, this plan, I think, who else did I see? Ted Cruz. I see so many of them just saying it shouldn't happen, blah, 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 during an election year, all this bullshit, right? There were plenty of Democrats saying, no, we need to get somebody in there as soon as possible. And now they're flipping the script. So
yeah, I think there's two Republicans that are noted to have said like they don't support this decision.
Yeah. And kudos to them. However, the Democrats are just as hypocritical about this topic as the Republicans are. But all I care about, I don't give a fuck if you're a hypocrite here or you're a hypocrite there. All I care about is what's fair. And it does not seem fair to allow the president to elect somebody when that president might be gone by the beginning of the next year. At this point, there should be some rules and there should be a cutoff. And I don't know what that is. I'm not going to sit here and claim like it should be this or it should be that. I don't give a fuck if the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, Democrats. I don't give a fuck. There should be a rule. There should be a cutoff. And maybe it's June. I don't know. Maybe it's July. Whatever. Like, June 30th. If any Supreme Court justice dies after that, you got to wait for the next election. During an election year. Anything before that, we're not going to wait 6 months to put somebody in that position. I don't know. But if we're being fair and if we're doing what's right for the American people, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Or if you want it, if anybody dies during an election year, sorry, you don't get to appoint somebody to the next year. Fine. I'm cool with that too. I don't care. But let's get the fucking rules written because the rules aren't written and people are just playing politics to do what they want to do. And that's straight bullshit. That's like me and you sitting down and we're going to play a game of Monopoly and we're just making up the rules as we go along. Like, no, you can't fucking do that. There needs to be rules. And
like you can build hotels without owning all the property.
Yeah. Like, okay, this turn you get to make a rule. Now next turn I get to make a rule. Fuck out of here. It doesn't work like that. Like, this is supposed to be about what the people want. And I guarantee you more people than not want them to wait until the next president, whether it be Trump or Biden. If Trump wins, fine. Let him appoint whoever the fuck he wants. But if he doesn't, there shouldn't be this lame duck bullshit because some of these senators might get voted out too. From what I was seeing today, McConnell's neck and neck with the guy running against him. So some of these senators might be out. So you got lame duck politicians that are just going to vote somebody because they don't give a fuck as long as it's better for their agendas, right? I mean, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. And it leads to the bigger question. Why do we not have term limits for some of these other positions of power? We have term limits for the president, but we have no term limits for senators. We have no term limits for House representatives. We have no term limits for Supreme Court justices. Why? If we need term limits for the president, why don't we need term limits for these other things? If I'm a young liberal, far left, Bernie's passing me the fucking pipe and I'm smoking what he's passing me. Because I don't have any money. I don't have shit. I've been poor all my life. Word. I'm with you, Bernie. Take from the rich, give to the poor. Let's fucking distribute this wealth. And then all of a sudden, I hit the lottery, or I create some invention by accident. I made these sweet shorts that they cup your balls like a Crown Royal bag and give you the support that you need. And there's no mesh. And they dry quickly. And they're fucking awesome. And so I make millions off of these shorts. The new swim trunks, the random Richards swim trunks. So now I'm making bank. And now I want to vote this fucker out because now my interests have changed. I don't want to give all my money to everybody else. However, I do agree that I should be paying more than the people making shit, because I once was a person, my whole family, my whole life, were people making shit. And it was an unfair advantage for people who got stuff passed down to them through legacy, through inheritances, through all of that stuff. So I understand that. So I'm faced with either voting for Bernie Sanders as my senator or voting for, I don't know, fucking Joey Bag of Donuts, the Republican. I don't want to vote for the Republican. I agree with some democratic values, but I don't agree with the far left stuff. Now I'm faced with voting for who? A Tea Party guy? A libertarian? Like, what's my options here? Now I'm fucked. Because my interests have changed. I have a family. I've made money. I want to make sure that I leave money for my kids and their grandkids and my grandkids and their kids and their grandkids to pass this legacy down so that they don't have to struggle the way I did. But now I'm stuck with Bernie because my state loves him and they're not going to vote him out of office. So he's just going to keep winning and keep winning and keep winning. And my only option is to go Republican. Why are these our only options? Why do we have, and it goes for the House of Representatives too. It goes for your representatives. It goes for Supreme Court justices. Maybe at one point in your life, you were pro-life. And then something happened to you. You're all about pro-life. Pro-life. We need more justices that are pro-life so we can get rid of this Roe versus Wade bullshit. And then, God forbid, your daughter gets raped and is impregnated. And now all of a sudden it's like, holy shit. Now it's real. Now it's in my face. Now what do I do? And you do some soul searching and you realize, fuck, I was wrong all this time. I should be pro-choice. So now you're pro-choice, but you're stuck with a Supreme Court justice that was put in that's pro-life forever until they fucking die. And mind you, this is nothing against old folks. This is a problem throughout politics. We need to start voting in younger folks so that they're more in touch with what society is now. Because the old folks are doing things based on what society was back when they really gave a fuck. Back when things really mattered. And I'm not trying to minimize experience. Experience means a lot. But you can have a lot of experience by the time you're 50. You can have a lot of experience by the time you're 50-ish when you get appointed and you get, I don't know, 20 years? 20 years. So by 70, you're out. Goodbye. Good or bad, you're out. Because we need somebody else in who's 50, who's in touch with what's going on. Doesn't that just make sense?
I think like we're burdened by the two-party system, the Republican and Democrat thing. Like because when they don't vote on what they think is the best interests of their constituents. They vote most of the time by party. So 9 out of 10 times they're going to vote. Oh, well, the Republicans are voting this way. We're going to vote this way. The Democrats are voting this way. We're going to vote this way. It's a very rare case where you'll see one of the senators or one of the House of Representatives, House reps go, you know, I don't agree with this. You know, I'm not gonna co-sign this.
It didn't used to be as bad as it is now, though.
But it's terrible now.
Yeah.
And
Everything.
it's almost to the point where it's almost like it's time for us to launch a new party, the Common Sense Party. You know, the CSP. Fuck the Democrats, fuck the Republicans, the Common Sense Party, where we're just going to use basic fucking logic to, you know,
But
get things done.
no, I think we all understand that. But in terms of term limits, like Tom Steyer was a big advocate of term limits. Like, doesn't that make sense?
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of times, the incumbent, like senator, is reelected only because people recognize the name, not because they are proud of the job they're doing or they feel like they've done a great job for them. They're just familiar with the name. So a lot of times people will, you know, select on the ballot the name they're familiar with.
Yeah, like the Kennedys. Like Junior Soprano. Fucking loved his doctor just because his last name was Kennedy. He could tell him that he had to eat fucking ferret shit and it would help him with his cancer, and he'd eat it because his name was Kennedy. And that's how people vote. You're right. I don't know, man. It's something that should be thought about, and it to me it's a no-brainer. There should be term limits on all this stuff. If there's term limits on presidents, there should be term limits on all this other shit too. So I guess in Attleboro, Massachusetts, they were doing COVID testing for kids that were going back to school. And I think the story was 6 kids tested positive. And 5 of them stayed home for quarantine. Because one set of parents decided to still send their kid to school, knowing they had the vid. These people have a child, okay? So their decisions affect somebody else. So when we say, how stupid do you have to be? These are the types of people that we're talking about. You know the impact of this virus. You can't escape it. Unless you're a denier, you knowingly send your child to school, which now then leads to who knows how many people to it. It leads to them being exposed to it. And
which means more testing,
means more quarantining, so they got to shut shit down. And to just, if you know and you send somebody, isn't that at this point, isn't that almost criminal?
I think it is. I think it is. If that is that not the case, like when someone tests positive for HIV and then they knowingly like sleep with someone without protection?
I think they're making it not criminal, but they're making it like something you can sue for, like civilly.
I mean, people were actually being like criminally charged. At one point, like there was a guy that was actually sleeping with women that had the AIDS virus, and he knowingly knew that he had the AIDS virus, and he was sleeping with multiple women, like not giving a fuck that he was like passing the virus around, and they criminally charged him with like attempted homicide on multiple counts.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Because like then how do you prove somebody knew? Like, let's say, for example, I had herpes and I met some chick on Tinder and I went and plowed her and I didn't know. And I was irresponsible. And now she's got herpes. She's got it for her whole life, right? What if she tries to sue me? Like, I didn't know. How can you prove that I knew? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I think with these cases, they were able to prove that like this guy had been notified by doctors that he was sick.
yeah, I suppose if you're taking medicine for it and stuff like that, then that obviously shows you, you got the HIV.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I feel as a society we're too happy, anyways. Like, I if we're being honest, Breonna Taylor's family got that huge settlement, and I turned to my wife and I said, that doesn't bring their daughter back. How does money
No.
how does money compensate you for that? Like, I would almost feel guilty taking that money because it's like I'm taking money from my daughter's death. And that's just me. I'm not saying that other people should feel this way. I'm saying I have a daughter, and if she tragically died in some way like that, how is me getting millions of dollars and benefiting off of her death financially help me get over that loss? Because it won't. And I don't understand how
I
that correlates.
I think it's less about the monetary amount, but the fact that someone was held accountable, whether it was in a criminal or civil capacity, but they were held accountable. They were held responsible.
How?
Um,
How is that? All right. I don't want to get too much into this, but if you're taking millions of dollars away from the city that maybe could go to other things that are productive, how is that holding them responsible? And I'm just asking the question
well,
just to ask the question because I'm trying to put myself in the and mind you, what family members does this extend to? Does this just extend to the mother and father? Does this extend to brothers, sisters? Like, how does that even work?
so the way that would generally work is the mother and father would get the
You would
award.
think, yeah.
No,
Okay,
that is the way it
okay,
works. The mother and father would get the award,
all right.
unless there's something specific in her,
Listen,
like she had a living will or something.
I'm not claiming to know how that works. That would make sense that that's the way it works. Again, putting myself in a father's shoes who has a daughter, and if she lost her life tragically like that, I, I could take it upon myself to invest this money into reform and changing the way no knock warrants are done and all of that stuff. Yeah, great. If I got that money, I could use that for those causes. Are they going to use that for those causes? Because I don't see how getting paid replaces your child being killed.
No, and I don't think that the court itself rationalized that. I think it's kind of understood. Like that monetary value will not replace the life that was
So
lost.
then what's the point?
It's the accountability. It's the fact that you made the mistake, so you're liable for it. It's no
Okay.
different than
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Finish.
it's no different than like if I come to your house and you fail to like salt your walkway, and it's been raining, it's icy and it's snowy, and you fail to like salt your walkway, and I slip and fall and break my fucking neck. Like, yeah, I mean, there's some
No, there
reasonable
is a
precaution I should
difference.
have taken.
There is a difference. When your driveway or your stairs are icy, you have a responsibility if you own the property to do your best to make sure it's not that way. When you have no knock warrants that somebody else has said this is the way we're doing things, and when you are thrust into a situation where you use a no knock warrant and somebody ends up shooting at you and you end up shooting back and killing somebody who was obviously innocent, who shouldn't, none of this should have happened. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying that Breonna Taylor shouldn't have died. What I'm saying is, where does that responsibility lie? And what is really fair? And how does money become because to me, it's like you're just getting paid off to just shut your mouth and make it go away. In
No, it's
reality,
not that. But what other recourse does the court have? What other recourse does the family have? Like, it's
I,
not like the state can bring back their daughter. It's not like
no,
they can, fucking.
agreed.
There's the only way they can get anything back is monetarily
Not true.
and through
Not not
a
not
systematic
true.
change in the law.
Exactly. And that's where real change happens. So it's either one of two things. You either make it so that um, you're suing for the courts to uh, look at these laws that are in place that allow this to happen to begin with, or you're suing for money to go to that cause. It
But
shouldn't
in
it
order
sh- it shouldn't be to make your life easier for the rest of your life because
no,
you
I get
lost
that.
somebody.
But in the same token, like in order for the court to investigate I guess the wrongdoing in the law or the legality of the law, they have to there has to be case precedent. So, like the family suing and winning and proving that the sheriff's department was like wrong for killing her because these no knock warrant laws, then now they've got a case precedent because here the Taylor family has won this case. So now that they can take that up and they can go, look, we've proven that this is unlawful, and they can change the law. But there has to be case precedent for that to happen.
How do you know there haven't already been precedents about this? How do you know that something similar has happened and just got covered up? Like
Well,
this is
and there's nothing to say that the Taylor family is going to pursue this and move forward with trying to get the law changed. They may take the money and run. Like,
I guess listen, I'm not saying that they shouldn't get anything. I'm not making that judgment. I'm raising the question. I'm raising the question because I know me personally, and I'm just talking about me. If it was my daughter, maybe I would take the money and maybe I would just spend everything that I got on awareness and changing things and whatever in her name. As a matter of fact, that's probably what I would do. I would not stand to spend a fucking penny of that money on myself or anybody else in my family. Because to me, that money, it's a payoff. It's a payoff. Here's some money because we killed your daughter. So to me, I would say, okay, this is the only recourse I have. I'm going to take every fucking penny of this and spend it to make sure that this doesn't happen to another little girl out there, so that some other father doesn't lose their fucking baby girl. And to me, that's how I would handle it. Now, they can do whatever they want with it. It's their choice. I'm just saying, I don't see the connection with the money, but whatever. I think we I think we talked about this one enough. This wasn't even on the list. I just kind of.
No, I mean, I get it. Like, there is no monetary value for your kid. Like, as a parent, no one could tell me like, hey, I'm gonna whack your kid. I'm gonna give you $10 million. Are you cool with that?
I mean,
at no point am I gonna go, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure, fuck it. I could use 10 mil.
I mean, it depends on how many kids you have, I guess. It's like, yeah. You little Steve.
Will you take the little one?
Steve is kind of an asshole. I'll take that for little Steve.
I got 3 other boys. Fuck it. That one can go.
If you're like Gordon Hayward and you keep having girls and you're dying for a boy, and it's just like, yeah, just body the newborn. Although that's a bad example because he's got tons of money. So, real quick, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. Our favorite topic: anti-maskers. This is all yours.
Yeah. So I read an article about an Iowa pastor who made a very big deal about being an anti-masker and saying that the state shouldn't be involved, and people having to wear a mask when they come to church, and because it's a private facility, and that they have the right to refuse entry to anyone, which fucking makes no sense to me because you're gonna not allow people to get in church. But he makes this big deal about God would protect him from the COVID, and then he'd be okay. And then he gets the COVID. So he gets the virus, and he's in intensive care, and he's been in intensive care for like 15 plus days. In turn, 9 people in his congregation get it, plus his wife. His wife, is recovering. She did she had some hospitalization, but she was fine. But then she definitely posts that, we definitely did not, think it was as serious as it was, and we regret the fact that we didn't think the virus was as serious as it was, as he sits in intensive care for 15 plus days. And as a leader of his congregation, potentially expose 9 people to the virus with his message as a leader.
So, to which, my normal response would be, fuck him, he deserves it. But not anymore. Not anymore. Because after Woodward released the tapes and after our president failed, he had every opportunity from the start, from fucking January. From January, he knew how serious this shit was. We are now September 22nd. September 22nd. Okay? And this fucking asshole is still downplaying it. He's still having rallies with people with no masks and no social distancing because he doesn't give a fuck. So people, if you're a person who just watches Fox News, or you just watch some of these right-wing publications, or just read their not, I don't want to say newspapers because nobody reads newspapers anymore, but their websites and whatever, You've been told this whole time that this thing is a hoax, that this isn't that big a deal, and that masks are bullshit and all of this stuff. So these people are just ignorant. And a lot of and so I am taking a step back and I am saying a lot of you people I wish COVID on, I now wish you don't get it. See how big this is of me? I'm fucking, I can grow. I can admit that I'm wrong. I can admit that, maybe I was a little extreme in some cases. So to you ignorant fucks who just rely on one piece of media to tell you that the voice of the president, the voice of all these other assholes, if you're that stupid that you don't do any research to actually see what the doctors are saying, even though Fauci's been saying it the whole time, then you're an ignorant asshole, but you probably don't deserve the vid. It's close. It's close. You're very close. But I wish nothing but a recovery for this pastor, because I'm sure he's a good guy. He just bought into the bullshit. And that shows you how dangerous it is for this cunt of a president of ours to downplay this and not tell everybody the truth from the start. If this fucking piece of shit had told everybody from the start, listen, you fucking assholes, this shit is serious. We need to shut it the fuck down like John Taffer. Bar Rescue, baby. Shut it down. I don't want to hear no bullshit. All you assholes, shut it the fuck down. You're gonna tell me they wouldn't have listened? They drink the sweat off of his balls. You're gonna tell me that they're not gonna listen and be all aboard and be like, oh, we gotta wear masks, we gotta shut it down, like the president said. Now, mind you, some of the other far left might have said, oh, wait a minute. Oh, maybe this is, where's this coming from? Or maybe we're going too fast. Guarantee you that probably would have happened. But if I'm president, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck where you lie politically. If I know this is this serious, shut it the fuck down. And I would, and countless lives would have been saved, and shit like this wouldn't have happened.
The funny thing for me, I guess, about this whole thing is, like, a lot of the anti-vaxxers, a lot of the fucking, like the hippies, the really liberals are usually the ones that are like, oh no, we're not going to follow these rules. No, it's fucking Republicans now. It's like the whole fucking world is flipped over end, end over end, and now we're like, no, our president said, nope, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Nope.
And that goes to show you, that no matter what side you lean, it's all about the politics. And that's why he shouldn't have made it about politics. If it was me and you, Rio Rabo 2024, if it was me and you, I would have hired John Taffer to get up there and tell everybody to shut it the fuck down. The only way John Taffer could have done it. Fucking mask on his face, shut it the fuck down. Taffer style. I would have hired him to do that shit. And
our kitchen is dirty as shit.
America, we are fucked. We're contaminated. We're contaminants everywhere. Cross-contaminating. We got fucking Sturgis going on over here. We got Daytona Beach going on over here. We got fucking protests. We got everything. Shut it the fuck down.
Come back in 90 days for our grand reopening.
Mind you, if they shut it the fuck down, maybe some of this racial shit wouldn't have happened either. Because motherfuckers wouldn't have even been out there. They would have been in their homes. Just saying. Trump maybe could have avoided a bunch of this racial bullshit. I don't know, maybe. In any case, I hope the Iowa pastor comes out of the hospital and hope he makes it. Be good for him.
I don't. I mean, look, I don't wish death on the dude, but on the same token, if you're an anti-masker, I hope you do get the vid.
Well, he did,
We'll have to we'll have to disagree on this.
but we don't want him. We don't want him to die.
No, but I'm saying in general, like you said, oh, I'm not wishing anyone the vid anymore. Fuck that. I hope you get the vid. I hope you get the vid, and I hope you give the vid to someone around you that makes you fucking feel miserable for the rest of your life that you gave him the vid, like for being an idiot.
Well, that's why you're going to be the vice president. You got to follow my policy. So back to another one of our favorites, cancel culture. So Gina Carano, she used to be like a MMA fighter, and she's currently cast in The Mandalorian, which if you listen to us, you know that I fucking love. And she actually did a pretty good fucking job on it, if I'm being honest. She's got all this backlash because somebody told her she should put the I don't even know what they call them. What are the prefixes? Like what do they call? What's it called where they put she, her, hers, or like if you're a guy, he, him, his, or whatever it is on your bio, like your Twitter bio. I don't know what it's called, but somebody told her that she should do that, and I guess she responded like, well, why? And fuck, I'm missing a part of the story. However, in the end, to fuck with them, to fuck with her trolls, she put beep bop boop. Okay. And they took offense to that. And it's just like, listen, I'm pretty sure I can speak for both of us. We don't give a fuck about trans, how you identify. If you want to put, I don't know what it's called. I'll just call it a prefix. If you want to throw that in your bio, great. To be honest, it helps us all. But if I don't give a fuck about that, like, look at me. Look at this fucking face. Do I have to put his, him, he's on my fucking Twitter bio? And listen, I understand there are some trans with beards and all of that stuff, but if you look at this puss, and if you listen to me, you know I don't give a fuck. So, but I understand the need. I understand. I get it. Fine. You want to do that? Cool. But why are you trying to make somebody do it? Why are you trying to make somebody else do it that doesn't want it? She's not trans. She doesn't want to do it. Why are we trying to force this on her? And then because she doesn't want to do it, you guys are ready to cancel her. And they're trying to get her off the fucking Mandalorian. What the fuck? What does that solve? How does that help your fucking cause? I don't get it. You don't agree?
No, I think it's fucking ludicrous, man. The cancel culture thing is just absurd to me. It's almost like I don't know if you've heard about the big controversy with Netflix. So Netflix releases a show called Little Cuties.
That's like completely different.
No. Listen. But it's kind of on the same thing. So they catch a bunch of flack because it's like the sexualization of these young girls or whatever, and the whole purpose of Cuties was a commentary like a social commentary on the fact that like the sexualization of young girls, and then Netflix catches the backlash of it, and now they're talking about like people are talking about canceling Netflix because of it.
Okay, but that's their right. Netflix is a service. Just like we always say, if you don't like what we're saying, go listen to something else. If you don't like what Netflix is playing, then cancel your subscription and go watch something else. I don't see a problem with that. And mind you, from my understanding, the people who made that were not exactly just catching these girls in the act per se. I haven't
No,
watched it. I haven't
no.
watched it
So
because it sounds disgusting.
no, so the whole premise, like, it's actually like a movie. It's not. It's not. The whole thing is it's a movie. Like, it's a movie. It's a contrived story. But the way things are contrived, the whole purpose of it is to show that in like these performing, dancing, fucking, pageants, these whole fucking things, how they sexualize these young girls. So they
So
caught they caught a they
so a
caught a bunch of flack
director
for it
so a director is directing girls to do this.
as a social commentary. Yes.
A director is directing underage girls to do these things and wear these things. It's not like it's a documentary and you catch them like doing like you're using raw footage or whatever.
But then the same thing could be said about like the fucking movie Lolita,
I don't.
where the guy was messing with the 13-year-old girl or some shit. Like, dude, like
Did they
if the
show that?
intention
Did
is
they show the 13-year-old girl messing with him?
in the movie, yeah, she's like sitting on his lap grinding in that movie.
Is it the same? See, I feel like you're. I feel like you're just dismissing this without thinking that there could actually be issue with this. Now,
No, no, look, I saw the movie poster. I thought it was kind of. I was like, man, it's poor taste. Like, whatever. Like, if it was my daughter, I'd be fucking pissed. Whatever. But on the same token, like, I got what was trying to be said by the directors, and like the fact that it was a social thing. It was a
but how do you,
commentary on
but
something else that
how do you
is
know? You
going on
haven't
in our
watched it.
culture. No, but from the reviews and everything I've read about it, that's what the intention was.
But I could say that about anything, dude. Like I can say my intention was to do X, Y, and Z and still exploit something. Like, um, and that doesn't make it right. I guess my point is, for me, just personally, there's a difference between saying making like a documentary type of movie and calling it cuties or whatever the fuck they call it, and showing already previously captured clips of young girls doing these things versus directing young girls to wear and do these things. It's a huge difference. And it I can see how it can be construed to be in poor taste. And like we always say, if you don't like something or you don't agree with something, you don't have to watch it. So if I have that much of a problem with it and I have a Netflix subscription and I want to cancel, I don't see any problem with that. I don't think that's cancel
Okay.
culture. I think that's different.
Well, I'm certain people are offended by Gina Caro's commentary on the situation,
Yeah.
and whether they're right or wrong. Like, is it
They
wrong for
don't
them to cancel her?
they don't have to watch The Mandalorian. They don't. But I think we're talking about two different things because there's a big difference between trying to force your opinions on somebody or force your agenda on somebody than there is on displaying something that you want people to make judgment on. And that's the difference in cancel culture.
I think I'm somewhere in the middle on that because, like I said, I could if it was like child pornography, that's something completely different. But I don't think that was the intention of this movie. I don't think that was the intention that they had. I think they legitimately like thought they were making a point about how in society like this is kind of this thing now where these young girls are fucking sexualized, and
They might well have been. I don't know. I haven't watched the movie, and I don't intend to watch it. To be quite honest, I mean, I've read articles about things that make me like just like what the fuck, like they make me say it out loud, like holy shit, are you kidding me? So I can understand the impact trying to make a movie that is serious in those regards. But again, I don't know, man. It like I hear what you're saying because it makes me think about a movie that was out a long time ago called Kids. I don't know if you ever saw it, where they basically showed
I have no legs. Yeah,
they they showed what it was like for some of us growing up in the hood and how we would drink and get fucked up and try to fuck chicks and all of that stuff as teenagers. So there's a part of me that says, yeah, maybe that's a good thing. And, obviously it shows how a chick got, AIDS, whatever, in the end, um, through no fault of her own. Um, but it does shine a light on it. However, there's a fine line. Kids, they were at least teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess you can quibble about where that line is, and how much awareness do you really need about this and that. But I guess my main objection is to getting, 10, 11-year-old girls and directing them to wear short shorts, or I don't even know what the hell they're wearing, and to twerk and to do these things. I guess that's where my disconnect is.
yeah. I mean, I guess like my thing about it is I could see why the commentary needs to be there because I mean here you are like you have people talk about classifying pedophilia as a sexual fucking orientation.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, so the commentary absolutely fucking needs to be there. Um, Reflecting on it, do I think Netflix could have maybe handled it better? Like, I think the movie poster they chose to use for it was probably in poor taste. I also think they could have probably put a disclaimer with it and put the explanation out in advance about what the movie was about, so that it
Yeah.
didn't fucking come off
Oh,
a certain way.
yeah, I guess. Um, it- Probably. I think you're right. I think you're right. But at the same time, I don't have any problems with anybody who, like, cancel culture is a little different. Like, cancel culture is just people just bitching and on, Twitter or Facebook or whatever, just trying to get you canceled. Whereas if you feel like something is in poor taste and you're like, fuck Netflix, I ain't fucking with this anymore, and you decide to just cancel your subscription, it's a little different. That's all I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
just like, I don't think I want to fuck with this company anymore if they're gonna put out content like this, and that's a personal choice,
yeah.
and I don't think there's a problem with that. Um. So, anyways, let's talk about one of our favorites, our boy Yeezy. Our boy Yeezy once again. Uh, I don't want to say makes news, which I did read today that he spent like millions of dollars with his presidential, like of his own money, for this presidential election stuff, which is crazy because none of them spend their own money. They unless you're Bloomberg, who has like he could just walk out and just like light $1 million on fire and not even think about it twice. Like that's how crazy. That's how much money Bloomberg has. But even though Yeezy supposedly has like $1 billion, which I still doubt, but he's spent like $3 million of his own money trying to get these signatures and stuff, and hasn't been very successful. But that's besides the point. This fucking guy has built a wall around, I think it's the church site. Have you seen this article? So he's succeeded to do what Trump hasn't been able to do, and he's actually built a wall. And he's built a wall which I think it connects to the offsite, like one, I don't know, whatever. Like you'd have to look at the pictures of it, but he's actually built himself a wall. Like this is where he is now, and this is the guy who thinks that people are gonna actually vote for him for president. That he's built a fucking wall around his church complex. And it makes me wonder, what kind of a person goes to Kanye West's church service? Like he's whacked out. He's done. Like I hope he gets it together because he's a great music producer. But unless there is somebody that is going to come into his life that's like his mother and tell him, and not be a yes man, and tell him, dude, you're a fucking asshole, cut it out. He's going to continue with this bullshit because he's just surrounded by enablers. And so this pattern is going to continue. So who are these people that go to this Sunday service with Kanye West? I would love to see what these people are like. I wish Netflix would do a documentary on that. Fuck this cutie shit. Go find me the Sunday service, motherfuckers. Because that is some entertaining shit. Mind you, some of them just might be some of them might just be disenchanted with the current religious options we have available, which I wouldn't blame them for that. You've been to church. You've seen what the Catholic Church has to offer.
I bet Yeezy's church service is lit as fuck. Like the music's probably really good.
Well, at least you get some good choir and shit going on.
Some good production, like.
I'm just saying, like
the pastor's on the pulpit. Pastor Jenkins had the best sermon.
Yeezy's out there rapping. They're in the they're in the chorus. They're when the choir is singing a song, he's out there rapping. Like it could be kind of cool, to be honest with you. Just check it out, but to like really believe in the stuff. Now, I will say he's probably well intentioned. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's just an asshole who's just trying to start a cult. He's probably well intentioned, but he's out of his fucking mind. Like, what's it gonna take for people to understand this guy is not stable? I don't know.
The funny thing is, they don't let Britney Spears slide on their shit. Like they're like, all right, this bitch is fucking nuts. They keep giving Yeezy a fucking free pass, man. Like no one fucks with Kanye. No one's that goes, hey man, we need to fucking institutionalize this fuck. He's fucking out of here. Like,
and maybe I don't know, man. I just think it needs. I just think he needs somebody in his life like a
like a Jay-Z.
no.
That kept them together for all those years.
No. Because his mother was around back then. His mother was the one who kept him grounded. He needs like a Deebo, but a smart Deebo. Somebody who's gonna smack him in the back of his head and say, "Motherfucker, what the fuck? What are you doing? No, that's fucking stupid. Cut the shit." You think he's gonna fuck with Deebo? No, he ain't gonna fuck with Deebo. But you need a smart Deebo. You need a Deebo who knows what's proper, what's right from wrong, what's ridiculous. Like what makes you look like an asshole. That's what he needs. He needs a smart Deebo. I just solved it. Kanye. Find you a smart Deebo and all your problems will be solved. Kim, you want to fix Kanye? Go find a smart Deebo. Boom. Another problem solved on the Random Richards podcast. We just saved Kanye West. We just saved Kanye West. You're very welcome. Now we get to listen to all his good music again. Because he had that fucking meltdown where he tweeted out all his whole contract and all of this bullshit. Well, guess what happens if fucking smart Deebo's there? Kanye, cut the shit, you stupid fuck. Just go over there, make some fucking music. You're making tons of money. Cut the shit, okay? You're making albums that are 8 songs deep that last 2 minutes each, okay? I listened to your last album while I went through the fucking car wash. You're not a fucking slave, asshole. You get paid tons of money to do this. To make fucking 30 minutes of album. 30 fucking minutes. Growing up back in the day, there were albums that had like 20 tracks on them. Mind you, some of them were interludes. Some of them were funny. Some of them were stupid. Whatever. But they tried. It wasn't 8 tracks of 2.5-minute songs. That's fucking crazy how that's considered an album these days. And Kanye's the best at it because he's done it numerous times. So if we had Smart Deebo in there, we'd be getting full albums, okay? Full album, with full songs that last over 3 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. Let's talk about
Michael Clark Duncan.
If unfortunately he's passed, but
I know, but
so Tiny Zeus, what's his last name? Lister? He'll work. Smart Deebo. Give me Smart Deebo. So what is your beef with this chain shortage stuff? Because I haven't heard about it for a while. And it seems to be a hair across your ass.
Well, because, all right, so I'm a creature of habit and routine, and every day I have the same routine. I stop, I'm on my way to work. I stop, I get cigarettes, I get 5-hour energies, and I continue to work.
Suck a few dicks.
Well, like, there's a gas station chain down here it's called Sheets. I don't know if they have those up there or down there. But,
no Sheets.
So Sheets is a big chain here. Well, whenever you stop and go in to pay for your gas, like
hold on, time out.
Now they're new things.
Time out. Do they sell weed papers at Sheets?
Yes, they do sell weed papers.
Okay, because that's how I know Sheets. So it would lead me to think that like this big distributor of weed papers.
So Sheets also sells Schmagels and Spurgers and all kinds of stupid shit that starts with sh. And at one point, Tyler worked for them. And when Tyler worked there, they asked him why he worked there. And he was like, because I'm trying to get that shmoney.
Makes sense.
So like every day I stop there or whatever. And I go in, I pay for my stuff. and these motherfuckers never have change. Like, oh, do the change stores? We don't have any change. So like, your options are, A, you donate it to their charity, which you're never seeing the money. It's not like they're handing you this money and it's going into this fucking like change receptacle for the charity, or they'll put it on some Sheets specific card that you have to wait for them to fucking load up with your 80 cents or 70 fucking cents, or you just say fuck it.
So
The
you
other
feel that
day,
they're taking advantage of it.
yeah, so I'm like, the other day, like, my total came to like 1705. So I'm like, all right, fucking 95 cents. And they're like, yeah, we don't have any change. Do you want to donate it? Do you want to put it on this card or whatever? And I'm like, I got fucking time to sit here for you to fucking do this. So I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it, whatever. So I leave. And I'm just driving down the road. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, all right, that was 95 cents. Well, what if there was like 100 motherfuckers that like went in during the day, got nabbed for 95 cents? Like, that's a fucking racket.
Or even worse,
So
99
like,
cents.
yeah. So I'm like, it's a big ass fucking racket. So I'm like, if you can't provide change, why do you not round down or round up?
If you can't provide change, you should eat the cost.
Yeah. So I'm like, if it's 49 cents or less, $17. If not 17.49, you know. If it's 17.52, all right, I'll give you $18. Whatever. As long as that's the system across the board. Up, down. Because I mean, it's pretty much like that's how it is in like the bar industry. Like our calls are not 6.10, 6.25. Because we don't keep nickels and fucking dimes in our drawer. Like,
Well, even if you did, if you couldn't provide the change, you're offering a service. Person is paying you for the service. I feel like it's your responsibility to provide the change or provide some reasonable means of compensation. So,
or just fucking make all your pricing so that when it rings up, I never have like change. It's always zero, it's zeroed out. It's whole dollar fucking pricing.
but I feel like there's also ways that you as a business, I feel like there's better ways you can handle that. Like, okay, so I don't want to take the loss of 95 cents. So maybe I give you a pack of gum at cost. So a pack of gum that would cost that I'm selling for $2-3 or whatever. Okay, here. Why don't you take not even the pack, the cup, the fancy cup that they charge like $3-4 for. I'm giving you this at cost. So I'm giving you this for $1. Wouldn't you be more willing to accept that versus and you can have like different things. Like you can predetermine what amounts this, and I think people would be more receptive to that than to just have to eat 95 cents or eat 75 cents or whatever. It's like, okay, listen, I can't give you change, but this candy bar that usually costs $2, I'm gonna hook you up. I'll give it to you for 75 cents. You interested? I think a lot of people would say, yeah, sure, fuck it, throw it in there. Or I'll give you I can't give you change, but I'm gonna give you a free fountain drink. Fountain drink costs them nothing. Between the cup and the top and the straw, they're still making out. So they give you something that costs them 50 cents. Go grab a big cup. Like, there's just so many better ways to handle that. And to me, Sheets is stupid. And Sheets should listen to. I should run Sheets, okay? Because I just came up with the solution. So Sheets, contact me, and I'll handle things from now on. Okay, you assholes obviously don't know what the fuck you're doing. Bring it over here, and I'll make sure you fuckers stay in business.
Well, the end result is they're not seeing any of my shmoney because I've decided not to patronize them until they fucking get some change or figure that out.
See, you got that, Cheats? You just lost a fucking customer, you stupid idiots. I don't give a fuck
More
how
money.
convenient it is. All right? No schmustomers for you, you assholes. You just lost one.
I'm going to Chihuahua.
Fucking dicks. And we're gonna start everything with W's, which is difficult to do.
I'm gonna get this one-y.
Fucking wassholes. So last week we were talking about game shows and stuff, and I mentioned how The Price is Right. The Price is Right been forever, and I don't know. I think I might have been at our grandmother's house and it came on, or I don't know. Maybe I was home, and I saw something that like just kind of took me aback. They got male fucking models, dude. Did you know this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There was like, I don't remember what the product was, but there's like this silky smooth looking motherfucker just, just showcasing the product and, oh, look at, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What planet am I on? Because in my day, Price is Right was all these beauties that Bob Barker used to sexually harass, and they just be up there like, just shaking their tits, and I'm just like, holy shit, the world's changed. Like, I understand I haven't watched The Price is Right forever, but there's fucking the dreamy eyed model. Like, what the fuck?
That's like Deal or No Deal with the dude holding the case.
I felt like I was in a Twilight Zone episode. I don't know. So what's next? What was that show with? Oh yeah. You just said it. Dealer, the one where they flip the fucking things, flip the numbers.
Yeah.
So there's no chicks doing that anymore. It's like dudes mixed in.
No, I'm just saying, like, if that show, you had the 26 hotties or whatever, fucking, there's a couple dudes in there. Like, dude's like, yeah, I'll pick sausage number 4.
Mind you, I am not against this because we've already discussed how chicks need to see a little ham now and then, okay? It's only fair. Like, we shouldn't get all the fun. If we want to be an equal society, there should be some meat flutes on display once in a while. And we shouldn't just have nude scenes with titties and ass. And if the ladies are lucky, they get to see some guy's tight ass. Big fucking deal. They want to see the flute. They want to see what he's working with. So if they have some models up there who have some little snug shorts, little nut huggers type pants or whatever, so be it. I'll look the other way so that the ladies can enjoy it the way we've always enjoyed it. Okay? Just don't take away my chicks with the cleavage, little titillating beauty. Just give us a little extra when we watch these programs. It's not fair for you to take away from us, but we can't give you some of what we enjoy. So let the hams out. And I'm all for Price is Right male models. I'm all for Deal or No Deal male models. Let's just make it even. You get half, we get half. And don't take away from our cleavage and our high heels and our tight dresses or bikinis or whatever the fuck the show has. Like, you can make your point. Just make it the right way. We're offering you a peace offering. Offering you a peace offering. We're offering you the ham. Okay? Just take the hint. Don't make this fucking big thing. Doesn't need to be. So, I guess you want to talk about psychics?
Yes. So recently I encountered a guy who was, told me he was a psychic. And this guy's a character too. Like he's eccentric as shit. And he was telling me how he anoints himself with this oil to make himself lucky and all this other shit. But
wait.
was,
Wait. What does he mean by lucky? Like just lucky in general, or like lucky with the ladies?
no, like lucky, like playing like slot machines and
Oh,
life
okay.
or whatever. So this dude was telling me like how he wins, and he's like, and then I put this oil on, and I put it on my right hand because I use my right hand. He goes, and then I push the button with my right hand, but I got the oil on my hand, so it's on my fingers when I push the button. So I'm trying to like keep a straight face with this dude. Well, like then he tells me, he's like, yeah, I went through a period where I had really bad luck, and like I was homeless, like because I spent all my money on these gambling machines, and I was like, you're psychic. Like, did you see that coming? Like, did you know you were gonna have a bad turn of luck? So maybe you should have left the fucking games alone. Like,
didn't seem like the oil worked.
So I'm like, for a month and a half, you were homeless because you put all your fucking money in these slot machines, and like, I was like, what kind of psychic are you? You're not a very good one. Like, I didn't say that to the guy, but like. So as I'm talking to the guy, the dude's phone rings, and he's like, "Hold on, I gotta take this call." So he goes outside, and apparently, like, he's got an advertisement out that he's a psychic, and people call. So he takes a psychic call. Now, mind you, this dude's outside my bar and restaurant, taking like, "Oh, so what's going on? Okay, so what do you need help with? Oh, so what's your sign?" Like, and I'm just like, "Did you not see the call coming before you started the conversation with me? Did you not go, oh, hold on a second, I got a call coming in? Like, it's going to be here any second now." Like,
Well, I will say this. I don't think psychics are expected to to foresee every single thing that happens during a day. Now, mind you, this coming from somebody who does not believe in that shit at all. But I don't think it's their claim that like they can see every phone call that's going to come in or every problem that arises, or like a fucking accident that's going to happen up the street. Like I don't think it's their claim that they can see all of that stuff.
all right, with that said, though, you didn't see it coming? You didn't see it coming? Like, you're a psychic, you didn't even know that you were going to be homeless for a month and a half? There was no clues? Like,
I can't give them a pass for that one. Should have seen some struggle on coming afloat. And not only that, if you're psychic and you can channel this energy, wouldn't you be channeling it into you winning? Like, when is the appropriate time to hit that button? Shouldn't you?
yeah. Or which machine?
Yeah.
Like, you would know, like, hey, maybe this is not the machine.
So, I mean, but if you ever watch the South Park one where they make fun of those guys, because these guys actually, like, if you remember, these guys actually had like a show on TV, and all these stupid assholes would like fill the audience and be like, "Oh my god, yeah," and they would just like ask them random questions that led to them giving them the answers.
Yeah. Like, so I see that someone with a G has passed. Oh my god, my grandma's passed. Yes, it's an older woman.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is, the other thing is, like, the guests that were on those shows, like, they were invited to these people's, like, they had a producer come to their show, to, like, come from the show to their house before the show, and they would interview them in their home. So they would, like, these producers would look around and take notice of, like, certain pictures on the wall or whatever, da da da. And that was part of the thing. It was like, then these producers would be like, would tell the guy, like, hey, there's a poster in the dining room, there's a picture in the dining room of, like, them with the older gentleman in a suit. So then, of course, that comes up in the conversation.
Fucking scam central. And mind you, it's not what you saw on TV, because they can cut the tape however they want. They can take breaks wherever they want. They can like, okay, we got this person. All right, give us 10 minutes. They go back, they read up on that person. Like, they can do it manipulate it however they want. But yeah, people still watch it. People still believe this bullshit.
Or there could have been those segments where he's walking around going, all right, I sent someone that has a family member with the name Jay, and no one in the fucking crowd responds.
Yep.
They cut that segment out.
And they're like, and he'll just explain it. Oh, wait, you know what? That was left over from the audience before you guys, because we tape these shows, multiple times in one day. So the audience that was in before.
Or the producer from the back comes out and goes, I had someone with a J pass.
Yes. Even better. Even better. So I'm sorry, everybody. That was coming from the back. I try to block them out, but sometimes it comes through. Like, but these assholes actually believe it. These assholes actually believe this shit.
Well, and I think it's probably the worst, because these people want to believe, like, anyone who's going to, like, a psychic or whatever that lost a loved one tragically or something like that, they are looking for something. They're looking for something, and this person is going to feed that need, feed that hunger.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted because my chinchilla, she ran so much that she's knocked the fuck out. she looks... Maybe I'll put it on at the end if she's still in that position. Yeah, you're right. Like, people, it's like people with doing the seances and all of that. It's exactly
like Trump supporters.
I guess to some level, yeah.
They want to believe so badly.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. They can't see the fucking facts in front of their face. So, I guess we'll finish this off with, like, this thing that I saw that this blogger wrote about, and the article was about Gucci selling jeans that are grass stained. They're not really grass stained. They just look like they're grass stained. And who knows? I didn't even see how much they charge for them, but it's Gucci, so you can guarantee that they cost a grip. And it's just so fucking stupid to me. Like, just buy a cheaper pair of Gucci jeans and just go fucking slide around like fucking grass. Like, but beyond that, he pointed out some other terrible things. Like, Nordstrom was selling some tape sneakers where I don't know if they were actually damaged, but there was like tape on the, like, physically tape on the front of the sneakers as if they were damaged. I don't know. I saw I don't know, one of the Jenners, maybe it was Kylie, wearing a $2,600 Yeezy sweater, which basically was this homeless looking sweater that had these little rips and holes in it all over the place. And that's what they consider fashion. That's what Kanye considers fashion. And people actually buy it. People buy it. You've seen the slides. I think I actually saw some asshole wearing them not too long ago, like out in public. And it's not just Kanye. It's, have you ever looked at some of the other shit? Like, there's a sneaker from Balenciaga, and um, it looks like what's like it looks like a sock that has a zipper with a fucking sole on it, and it just says Balenciaga on the side, and they charge $800 for that shit. Okay, for these ugly ass fucking, it's the worst. Like, I don't, and some of the other examples were, I don't know who Virgil Abloh is, but he can blow me like 50 times, and I'm still not gonna buy this fucking T-shirt that all it does, it says nonfiction on it. Like, I I don't understand. What do we? Where is your sense? And this is a problem in the hood. Motherfuckers will spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a belt. On a belt. Okay? Hundreds. They'll spend their whole paycheck. They'll work all week and spend their whole paycheck on a fucking belt.
To get on the bus.
Even if you're not, like, a lot of them probably have kids and child support and all of that shit. A belt. We're talking a belt. And a lot of them are skinny fucks that don't even need a belt. What do we?
It's like some years ago when I did LP for like Abercrombie and Fitch, and it used to crack me the fuck up because, you know, like their jeans are like 185, 190 bucks, you know, base, like for their jeans, and they're all ripped the fuck up, like they're shredded. So I'm just like, you're paying $190 for like these worn out ass jeans. Like, I'll just go to my house and get you some old ass jeans. Like, what the fuck is that? You could go to like the Goodwill and get the worn out ass jeans and get the same look.
It's fucking. It's bananas. It's bananas. And now, I was a kid once, and we did have styles and fashions and things like that. And some things cost more than others. And maybe I was blessed with being one of the fucking smart ones. Maybe I was cheap. I don't know. But, you know, for example, like, I don't think I ever paid more than $100 for a pair of sneakers until I was maybe 30-ish, 30-ish, and just barely. So you never saw me rocking Jordans and shit like that because I was just like, I'm not going to spend that much money on some kicks. And fucking Chi-Chi's awake again. So I don't know. Maybe some kids just don't get taught value, like the value of a dollar. And some kids just think it's like they just need to floss. They just like, and I find this in a lot of hood communities. That's the way it is. That, you know, it's more important for the kid to have that, you know, $300 Gucci belt or whatever the fuck they cost than to, I don't know, buy 3, 4, 5 different outfits with that money. You know,
Or they'll have a $300 Gucci bag, but no books in their book bag. You know, like $300 Gucci book bag, but no fucking books in it.
I mean, well, you don't give a fuck about books when you're, when you're a kid, but you know, at least, I don't know. I guess I, you know what it is? I think I just saw value better than a lot of other kids. So I think my mentality was always, well, yeah, I could spend X amount on this item, or I could just spend that same amount and get 4 of these items. So, and they're still stylish and they're still, they might not be on that level, but it's on a level enough where I'm not considered a scrub and I can still holler at chicks and stuff, So I mean, that's what it was really all about. I didn't have to have the top shit, but I don't want to have the bottom shit either. I wanted to be somewhere in a nice comfort zone where I was able to get more of that shit, more of the mid-level stuff versus the high-level stuff.
Well,
And
and now with discount department stores and secondhand clothing stores, there's definitely the ability to fucking do that now on a budget.
hell yeah, we didn't have no fucking. Well, I'm lying. We did have an irregular. Back in my day, we had Filene's basement. So that was Marshalls before Marshalls. Um, they had all the irregulars, and that's where you will go to find stuff at a lower price, but still had that polo insignia on it, that polo logo. It was just a little off. So yeah,
Yeah, we didn't
what
have Plato's Closet. We had the Goodwill or Salvation Army.
what was that story you said?
Plato's Closet.
Never heard of it.
So Plato's Closet's a big chain of secondhand fucking clothing stores, and you go there, you can sell your name brand shit to them, and they clean it and then resell it.
So it's like a thrift store.
Yeah, but it's for high end clothing.
Never heard of it. Because I remember before I left Mass, there's a chain place called Savers that sells thrift store shit, and it's just like, man, I have to be really down on my luck to go shop at that stuff. But whatever, I've been fortunate enough not to have to go to Savers, which, by the way, if I'm being honest, they probably have some of my shit that I've donated, because I've donated a lot of nice designer clothing to a lot of these collection boxes and stuff like that. So whether it be the Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever, they got some nice polos. They got some nice Perry Ellis and just straight Ralph Lauren. They've got some nice shit. So, but whatever.
See, my issue with those places, man, is you donate the shit and they take it and then they sell it for profit. And
Yeah, that's not
but if someone comes in and they is in need, they won't negotiate with them. So I do a lot of a lot of shit with the homeless and whatever. And so I'm always trying to hook them up. And I'm like, hey, can I get this guy 5 pairs of pants or whatever and break a deal on it? And a lot of times they won't make a deal. I'm like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? This is donated.
What's it costing you? I mean, I realize there's a cost associated with.
But even the labor, a lot of their labor is fucking court enforced labor and shit like that.
But even if it's not, the I guess the profit margins shouldn't be that high. You're getting your product for free. You're not paying for your product. Yes, you have to pay for people to go collect it, maybe people to clean it or whatever. But that's minimal compared to what you would pay for new product. You know what I'm saying? They're not sending this to they're not sending this to dry cleaners. They're bulk washing it.
That's why the CEO of Goodwill is living in a fucking $1 million home.
Fucking ridiculous, dude. On the flip side, I read this article today about the founder of Costco. I guess somebody said to him at some point, our hot dog and soda deal is not turning a profit. We're taking a loss on it. So we need to make some changes. And he was like, his response supposedly was, if you change the hot dog and soda deal, I'll fucking kill you. Figure it out. Figure it out. If you change the hot dog and soda deal, I'll fucking kill you. So I guess I don't know if he died or just stopped being the boss and passed it on. And I guess the guy that took over, the person he said that to, has still kept the deal that way. Now, mind you, I just joined BJ's for whatever reason, so I've never really been a Costco guy, so I've never enjoyed this deal. But a foot-long all beef hot dog and a soda for $1.50, it's pretty fucking sweet, dude. This day and age, I'm almost tempted to get a fucking membership to Costco just so I can go there and get that deal. You know, you're swinging by. You're not even. You don't even need to shop. You just pop in, grab a dog and a soda. Like,
I mean, you figure you can feed a family of 4 for $6. Fucking $6 out the door.
right? Hey kids, it's Costco. It's Costco dinner night. Come on, everybody, pile in the car. And then, of course, you got the little fat fuck who needs 2 of them, so you might have to shell out.
But the sodas are like fountain, so you can get free refills.
I guess. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's just. I guess there's some value still left out there. You just gotta search far and wide for it. Because if we're being honest, we like to talk fast food on here. There's value at the fast food places. You just got to stay away from the combo meals. It's the combo meals that kill you.
For the 4 for $4?
Yeah. Yeah. There's value there.
The 4 for $4, the 2 for $3, like
a fucking McDouble. Like, instead of getting you the big full meal with all the big huge fries and big huge drink, you can navigate things. Get you a water, okay? Get you a water. Get you just a burger. You don't always need fries. Okay, that they've conditioned us to think this, that we see a burger, we have to have fries. You don't. Sometimes just buy the burger or the chicken sandwich, and you'll be good. It's like I went to Chick-fil-A not too long ago, and I'm just used to getting the whole combo meal. And the whole combo meal is like $8, something like that, more or less. Does that sound about right? I can't remember. It's at least 7 something.
I'm not a Chick-fil-A guy.
Well, whatever. It's at least 7 something. Like most places. Most places it's around $7. And I remember that the Popeyes chicken sandwich was such a deal because it was $4. Well, it's because you didn't get like the crinkly fries and all of that bullshit with it. And really, you just get the sandwich. So it's $4. So that day, I didn't get the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A. I just got the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Spicy, of course. And it was delicious. I paid a little bit over $4 for it. Like, you don't always need fries. Leave the fries alone. Put the fries down. Don't even order them. You don't always need fries. Just eat the fucking sandwich, you fat cunt. Stop being a greedy bastard and just eat the fucking sandwich. It's okay to splurge once in a while and get the fries, especially if you're really hungry. By all means, get the fries.
Here's the thing: if you're gonna get the sandwich and you're gonna get a soda, they're going to get the fucking fries because there's no difference in the charge.
Usually, yeah. But however, McDonald's was, I don't know if they still are, they were giving out like any size soft drinks for $1, which, as you know, McDonald's has like the best Coke ever. So sometimes I would just go through the McDonald's drive-thru just to get a Coke. I wouldn't get food. I would just get a Coke. And I always felt bad giving them my fucking card to do a debit transaction for $1
for
Coke.
$1.05. Especially since it probably cost them like 28 cents to fucking run that.
Whatever, it's on them. They should say we don't accept debit for for just a Coke. But to my point, a McDouble's like maybe $1.50. You get $1 Coke or whatever it costs. $2.50, $2.60, $2.75, whatever it is. It's a lot cheaper than spending fucking $7, $8 on your little combo meal. Just for
That's what I'm saying. Like you get the 2 for $3 combo. It's $3.
Whatever
plus
works.
$1 Coke, $5 out the door. 2 sandwiches and a fucking drink.
Just giving you tips here because. By the way, have you seen some of these assholes on YouTube with the like the deals, like just telling you, and they've got huge followings, like what's that guy's name? I can't remember. Just telling you just common sense shit or like shit that you would never do to save like pennies on the dollar. Like, well, if you go to Burger King and you order this instead of this, and you just have them add this on this versus just ordering this the way it is, then you save, 50 cents. It's like, what the fuck are you? People really?
It's like
do
the
this
McDonald's
stuff?
hack. If you go to McDonald's and use the kiosk thing, and it's like, all right, you order 10 veggie burgers, like with no bun, so like 10 veggie burgers with no meat on them. It gives you X amount of credit, and then when it's all said and done, like you end up getting like a burger for free, but you get 11 sandwiches. 10 of them don't have any meat on it, and you get a burger, and you paid nothing. Like, so you paid nothing, and you get 11 sandwiches. Only one of them has meat on it.
Well, that's a glitch in the matrix. So I'm sure they fixed that, but this asshole's just talking about like substitutions and then he's talking about like stuff like if it's the same. It's not the fucking same, dude. Like, cut it out. I'm not stupid. I know the difference. And
Or it's like, go get the McDoubles, like order 2 McDoubles, and then ask for a Thousand Island dressing, and
just
make your own fucking Big Mac.
It's just stupid shit like that. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's not the same, and you know it's not the same. Cut it out. But the guy's got tons of fucking views, and it's just like he'll tell you to go on Amazon and look at the deals of the day. No shit, asshole. That's why it's there. You're not telling me it's some secret hack.
Well, and actually, it's like sometimes Walmart will do like markouts and clearances or whatever, and you can go to like on the Walmart website and pick your specific Walmart and see things that are fucking dirt ass cheap, and then go to your Walmart. Like, I remember one time for like my Christmas charity.
Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna make this into fucking Rob's deals?
No, but I'll give you an example of this. So like, I ended up getting a bunch of Nerf guns for like 55 cents a piece because they were marked out or whatever. Because, it was on the website. But I didn't have this fucking YouTube dude give me the direction. I was just like, okay, what's the Walmart website? I was like, oh.
I will say this, since we're all in on the fucking deals right now, okay? always, if you're discount shopping for clothes, check the clearance rack. I have found some fucking gems in the clearance rack. Now, mind you, it's kind of rare, but I have found some dope shit in the clearance rack. Usually you'll find something and it's for fucking assholes small or medium tops. It's not for fat fucks like me where I need an XL. But once in a fucking while, it's like a treasure hunt. And I find that beauty, and it's just like, it makes my day. It makes my fucking day. But before we sign off, see, Chi-Chi, I didn't think she was gonna play ball because she actually got up and she started fucking off again and started running. But she's back to like her dead self. So I'm gonna see if I can get her in the camera shot. So you tell me when she's in view. I'll try to watch. Look at her. She's fucking dead, dude. she, she just wore herself out on this fucking thing down here that's making all the noise. But that's Chi Chi. She's dead. And that's that. Anyways, you got anything else for this week?
No, I know.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week, you fuckers. Later.